119. Welcome back to Nick Lenz Comic Corner Classic / Non-Classic. This is episode number 2286 and Doubleshot number 2180. Now I got a Captain America trade and an Iron Man trade, because why not? First thing we have is Captain America Epic Collection, Volume 2, The Coming of Falcon. Collecting issues of Tales of Supense 97, 99, and Captain America 100 to 119. Now, the first four issues in here, basically, the first four things you see in here, by the way, this book covers the period of, for Captain America, January 1968 to October, November of 1969. So with this one, out of the 60s. So, the first four issues in here are basically a four-part story that features the Black Panther. He guest stars in this four-parter, which leads into, well, Captain America 100. Because, of course, Marvel at that point just had it where, oh, let's have basically Captain America be so popular, take over the series numbering for this series, while Iron Man gets his own numbering. Okay, fine. They did the same thing with Hulk, Thor, and Doctor Strange. And of all these characters, Doctor Strange was least successful when he continued his numbering, because he kept being relaunched. So, we deal with that, and of course, dealing with Baron Zemo throughout these issues here too. Yeah, it's a very interesting four-parter. Yep. And then, of course, basically, we conclude with issue 100, which I actually had a t-shirt, believe it or not. They actually had this very cover on it. Oh yeah, definitely. I had this very cover. Yep. And of course, they kind of retell basically what happened in Avengers number 4, plus deal with the conclusion of this four-part story. Oh, I forgot to mention this too about these issues here. We basically have Stan Lee, Roy Thomas, and Mary Severin on the writing, with Jack Kirby, Jim Sterango, Gene Colan, John Romita Sr., who just passed away sadly, John Bushmont, Tom Soda, and Mary Severin on the writing here. Yeah. So after this four-parter wraps up, with issue 100, then basically with 101 begins a basically a two-part story arc. Yeah, where basically we wake up the fourth sleeper. Yep. We also have Return to Red Skull in this two-parter. Yeah, I say it's two-parter because the sleeper's only around for 2 issues. Yeah, you see her for this issue and the following issue. Yeah, and we apparently deal with the death of, not Red Skull per se, but also first appearance of the Exiles. Yeah. Who, well, make the first appearance until Supense 41. Made the last appearance Avengers Volume 416. But yeah, they were here for a lot of period of time until issue 118. For issue 103, we reveal the identity of Agent 13. Yep, and the Exiles are simply basically just people who work for the Red Skull. And this whole Red Skull story arc with him, yes, even though it started with the sleeper stuff, but if you're curious, so how long did this go on for? This went on from 101 to 104. Yep. And of course, he also appeared in issues 114 and 118, and then he does appear again. He also appears 119 as well. So yeah. But in the case of 105, well, this one in particular, now you might think, okay, what about, well, the Falcon character? Well, we're going to get to them, don't worry. Yeah, then we have, where in issue 105, where we have Batroc team up with the Swordsman, Living Laser, and Iron Man. I thought that was interesting. And then fight out against some LMDs in issue 106. In 107, we have the debut of Dr. Faustus. Yes. The guy whose specialty is brainwashing. And this is like, aside from Red Skull, he's probably the second most recurring. I think he became the second recurring villain for Captain America at this point in time. I believe so. Because characters like Crossbones wouldn't debut until 20 years later. Oh, yeah, I almost forgot Batroc's here too. But it's interesting to see Batroc working with the Swordsman. I thought that was very interesting. I think even the Living Laser. That's what I can find. Yeah, Faustus, from what I can tell, has not really changed his appearance at all, and all the time he's been around. Excuse me. Yeah, this whole thing is like mind manipulation. And here he is, Dr. Faustus. Yeah, if you're really curious about him, he has maintained most of the same appearance since 60s. He very rarely changed appearance. Now, oddly enough, unlike Red Skull, he has not appeared very much over the years. Not really. You know, at one point this guy died? He got killed with a freaking Punisher. Yes. And he's here for this issue. He is now returning into issue 161. Which came out. I should point out, this issue 107 came out in 1968. And he does not return until about 5 years later. Why did it take 5 years for his return? I have no freaking idea. Yeah, then he finds the traps during issue 108 and 109. He basically it's a flashback issue for Cap. 110. He fights Madam Hydra for the first time. The one known as Viper. Yep. Oh yeah, and also Rick Jones becomes Bucky in this issue. Yep. Yeah, if you're curious about Madame Hydra, because she's another character who's still around this very day, and she's obsessed with being Madame Hydra. At one point, she had octopus arms on her head. Yes. Oh, did you know also she was one point married to Wolverine? So if you're curious, though, what did she look like at her debut appearance in the 1960s? Well, here she is. There's Viper. And mostly put, she's kept the same look. Yeah, the same exact look over the years. She has not changed his look at all. When she's part of Hammer, she had this, well... Yeah. So, yeah, 110 is basically her debut. And she's similar to that of the Black Widow, where she doesn't really age. Apparently, she was born back in the 20s, and she still looks fantastic for her age. Yeah, and basically, we throw in Hydra in these issues because, well, Cap is usually find Hydra a lot of the time. Yep. And Madame Hydra, if you're curious, though, how long is she here for these issues? Well, even though she appeared in 110 first, and then she appeared in 111, she skips 112, and then she's here for 113 and 114, and then she pops out with Avengers. Yep. Yeah, so in 112, it just Cap first seeing a bunch of... It's basically a flashback issue. It's most what it is. 113, we have the apparent death of Viper, who does come back later. We do have in 114, we first experience a guy named Walking Salito, who only makes 3 appearances. Appears in issue Wolverine, and Iron Man 2020, which, yeah, first issue of that book is a robot. Yeah, it deals with aim of the issue. 115, The Cosmic Cube, which, by the way, that was not the first appearance of the thing. First appeared back in issue 79 in Tales of Suspense. Yep. Yeah, then pretty much with issue 116, Rick Jones stops being Bucky. As for why, he just stopped doing it for some reason. 117. Yeah, 117 is the issue, basically what the cover basically comes from. The Coming Up Falcon. Yeah, 117 is the debut of Sam Wilson, a.k.a. the Falcon. Let's see if I can get to here. Yeah, so you have him show up in the third to last issue of this trade here. That's Morrow for you. Yeah, that was a joke from Fruitus Paez. The Cosmic Cube can do anything. The Cosmic Cube can do anything. Yep. And look at Falcon's costume, thinking, that costume looks very familiar for his first costume. You're like, wait, is that the costume where in modern day the current Falcon wears the very same costume? Yes, it is. It's the same exact costume. Now, if you want to see his first appearance, for Sam Wilson, aka the Falcon, there he is. I believe that Steve first meets him when he gets briefly trapped in the Cosmic Cube. And he puts on the costume at the very end of the issue. And then he teams with Cap, and they become partners. Yep, at the end they become officially partners. Yep. But yeah, it's like he was brought in to replace Rick Jones, because I think maybe Lee didn't like the fact we had to bring in Rick Jones. And they have 2 comedy issues out of the book in particular. Now, I think it's 120, I believe it is. Because there was one particular issue where they decided to briefly change the name of the title to Captain America and the Falcon. Yeah, basically, you had it where, how should I put this? I think it was with 133. Was it? No. It was 134. Yep. 134 basically what it started with. So yeah. With that, basically, we're pretty much it for Cap. Yeah, because now bringing in just some more comedy stuff. The book itself was fantastic. I give the book a 10 out of 10. Now, next up, we have some quite interesting, though, when it comes to this book. We're going to do Volume 2 of this Masterworks for this character, for Iron Man. Plus, we're going to do briefly a little bit of our next volume. Mainly because of the fact, basically, we want to get that second Epic Collection. Excuse me. So first we have is Masterworks, The Invincible Iron Man, Volume 2, which collects Tales of Suspense 51 to 65. A lot of key stuff happened in these issues. I mean, a lot. So, issue 51, we have debut of Marvel's Scarecrow. Yep. Yeah, and it's Stan Lee and Don. I think it's mostly a Stan Lee and Don Heck who does these issues. Yeah, there's a little bit here with Pepper and Happy. Of course, the blossoming. And then 52 is a very important historical issue. We have debut of the second Crimson Dynamo. We have the debut of Natasha Romanoff, a.k.a. the Black Widow. And we have death of the first 2 Crimson Dynamos. Yeah, this is something I thought was quite interesting, though, when it comes to Iron Man, where it comes to this book. We're like, okay, so 52, like, we have, like, 2 people get killed off in the very issue, which is strange. Yeah, he says he impersonates Crimson, but he's considered a Crimson Dynamo. He's only here just for 1 issue, and that's it. So yeah, he gets killed off in this issue. He has sacrificed himself. And then 53, we fight the Black Widow again. Yeah, and by the way, you have this guy called Nikolai Khrushchev, who's in this issue 52. He's here for about 2 appearances and a Captain America annual, and that's it for him. Yeah, so Black returns for the very next issue of this book, where she just takes on, Tony Stark again. Yep. And in issue 54, we have rematch with the Mandarin. Yep, a rematch with the Mandarin. We have his second appearance, and then it continues in issue 155. And I think he debuts new armor with this one. I think so. I think this is this is Mark 3. No, it's still Mark 2. Yeah, Mark 2. Mark 3 does not show up until, let's see. Yeah, Mark 3 doesn't show up until a little bit later. We'll get to Mark 3. Yeah. So we have this wonderful splash page with a pin-up of Pepper and Happy at the beach, which has been commonly shown online. In issue 56, we have debut of the Unicorn. Yes, you're probably thinking, who the heck is the Unicorn? A minor Iron Man villain. Yeah, he's a character who didn't really appear much over the years. Yeah, who after this one issue doesn't pop up again until... Okay, so he just for Iron Man again into issue 4 of his solo book, which came out in 1968. That's when he finally returns this book. Because after this, he pops up in Fantastic Fight number 3 and 2 issues of X-Men. Yes. So, he does return to fight Iron Man for, get this, 4 years. He's a guy who basically can shoot a beam out of his head. Yeah. And he's an Iron villain. He makes his debut in this issue. Is he a cool villain? Yeah, he's got a cool look for him. But he's not that big of an Iron villain. Not really. And then 57, we have another key issue. The debut of Hawkeye, Clint Barton. Yep. And this issue in particular, I believe, was Black Widow's 3rd appearance date. I believe so. Hawkeye at the Marksman. Yep, so tell you this is a normal thing, and then we see return of the... We do see where... I think, like, we have debut of... We have Clint in his first costume. Well, the first design costume he wear. He would basically redesign it afterwards. Mask made most of the same, but he redesigned the outfit several times over the years. It was the beautiful Natasha Romanoff. Yeah, who becomes his first love in comics. And surprisingly, he never marries her. Nope. Yeah, fights him, and of course they fight Hawkeye, and of course they go off. And then we have 58 and 59 where we have stuff with Cap. The reason Cap is in 58 because, well, that just to set up his basically his feature in the issue 59. 59, of course, is basically where Iron Man fights the Black Knight. Well, the second Black Knight. Yeah. Nathan Garner himself had just previously appeared in, let's see, he actually his first appearance in Tales to Astonish. Yep. And then basically, right after he fights the Black Knight, he fights in issue 60. He takes on Black Widow again in her, I think this is her 4th appearance. And Hawkeye in his 2nd. So we deal with them, more Pepper Pot stuff in here. And then 61, we fight the Mandarin again. Then 62, we deal with more Mandarin stuff. We deal with his backstory in this issue, which you have to read to understand it. And in issue number 63, we have debut character known as... damn it. Okay. So, Meanwhile, though, sorry about that. Um, Character known as the Phantom. Yeah, a guy by the name of Donald Birch. And he didn't pair very much. He paired in this issue plus Iron Age, and he's just not that well known of an Iron villain. Yep, but then 64, Hawkeye and Black Widow again. Yep. And then we have in 65, which is the last book we have in here, we have him fight Weasel Walls for like one issue, this minor character. Yep. Yeah, and that's pretty much it here. Actually, no, we're not done just yet. So that's it for that trade there. But I'm going to give the trade roughly a 10 out of 10. 66 is a very important issue for Iron Man. Well, aside from the fact he fights Atuma. Oh, by the way, I'm only reviewing issues 66 to 72 for Volume 3. I'm not doing the whole thing. Guys, let's discuss the rest of what to do Iron Man Epic Collection Volume 2. So yeah, we do have a debut of brand new armor here. We have, aside from the fact we have Iron versus Atuma, we have debut of brand new armor, the Mark III. Yeah, this armor basically, if you're curious, how long did he use his armor for? He used it for quite a while. Let's see. He used his armor for quite a while. Yeah, it's actually one of his longest running armors. He used his armor for 10 freaking years. Yep. So yeah, debut of the Mark III armor. Which, all accounts, it doesn't look that much different, but it's noteworthy for a debut of the repulsor rays, which is something he would normally use to this very day. But yeah, a brand new Iron Man armor, the Mark III. And for some reason, they included the Captain America issues for some reason in this book. I don't know why. It is so weird. Yeah, they included the entire issue. Yes, this Masterworks side included for some reason. So we have Dream Master, who's actually counting the Fardia in issue 67. In 68, more counting the Fardia. In 69, we have the debut of the Titanium Man. The Titanium Man. Yeah, 69 is his debut. Titanium Man, another popular recurring Iron Man villain. And where is he from? Mother Russia. And that's him. Yeah, and despite the fact he's a villain in the U.S., according to Black Widow, he's actually considered to be a hero. Oh yeah, Tony has this thing now where he has to basically plug himself in. Yeah, this will last for quite a while. And here's the Titanium Man suit. Yep. Mostly put, he's a place for the Crimson Dynamo. That's mostly put exactly what he's here for. Yeah, he fights Iron Man this issue, over the Captain America stuff. Then issue 70, we continue the fight with Titanium Man. Yep. And I think it officially gets wrapped up with issue 71. Yeah, after like 4 issues of basically battling this guy, you wrap up the fight here. And of course, they do surgery in here, save somebody. I think it's possibly Happy. And then issue 72, basically, you have Iron Man proclaimed as a hero. But then, of course, basically, we have Andy the Awesome Android pop up here with Matt Thinker. Really? Yeah, this is weird. Because he kidnaps him to build some armor for some tech for him. But yeah, he gets beaten, and that's it. I'm going to end it here because basically I'm just, well, yes, I could do more, but I'll save it for the second more epic collection. This is quite interesting. Yep. I give basically these issues a 10 out of 10. It's just pure classic Iron Man. I'm sure my friend Edgar would appreciate the fact I review some Iron Man stuff. Yep. So yeah, that's a particular view. Next is going to be Eden Zero. Okay, next view. Bye.